Okay, sorry about that, everybody. We've been having connection problems all day. There was something wrong with Webinato, then there was something wrong with some of our back end mailing. So I'll try to. Yeah, I got a lot of charts. That's right now is soybeans. Where do I want to get? I want to get to the Dow. There we go. All right, this was the all-time high right up in this level, which when it came up, it couldn't stay above it. Today, the Dow closed off 300 points, so you can see the normal reaction to human nature. Oversold area, doji, gap up, strong up move. Strong up move until they gap it up well into the overbought condition. So when you see that gap up in the overbought area, you definitely need to get confirmation, which obviously it's not getting right now. Same scenario over here on the Nasdaq. For some reason, the projector is not moving us around us. So we can see what happened up here. Let's make this bigger. At this resistance level, your bearish left-right combo. And so it's not showing. It bounced off the T line, but didn't show very much today. JD, I don't know whether you can call it an island reversal. Nah, because we don't know if it's going to be an island reversal unless they really gap it down. And right now, oh, the futures are down about 35 points. I would suspect more that they're going to come back and test the T line. Crude oil is backing off a little bit, but it's still up here in the $40 range. You can see where it's trading, just kind of flat. And so let's take a look at just a few points of interest. We can see what's happening in NIO. And this is kind of that perfect illustration that says as long as you stay above the T line, you stay long. We saw that, I just didn't see that, but same scenario was over here on this chart. So this is the type of trades you want to get stuck in, that once they get moving, they continue to stay above the T line until you see a sell signal and a close back below the T line. And so NIO is acting good. This one has bounced right back, LI, and then we've been kind of addressing things that might be a longer term hold. So here's Kendai, which even as they had bad earnings, but I think they're, no, I shouldn't say I think. This is one where it's in the sector that is probably going to pick up a lot more interest. So I'd keep an eye on this one, not for a trade, but as a long-term hold. Is up some more. All right. Well, if I saw correctly, NIO closed at 48.30. Now it's at 49 and a penny. So there's still a lot of interest in the electric cars. All right, we recommended Very today. What's telling you that concerning what tells you that concerning or Jace long term? Just because it's in a sector that's definitely getting a lot of interest. So it's something that I wouldn't, as I say, I wouldn't trade it, but I'd put it away for 3 months, 6 month time frame. Very, you can see the fry pan bottom. This is the convergence analysis. And again, we're going to be doing a convergence analysis session, not this Saturday, but next Saturday. Is that the 21st? It's going to be one of those sessions. It's not maybe a 3-hour, 4-hour session. I'll have to check to see. But here's where you start adding things up. First of all, you can see the fry pan bottom. Secondly, you can see the bullish flutter kicker signal. Third, you can see a doji right at the resistance level that if this opens positive on tomorrow, your doji sandwich breakout's in place. With this, all this evaluation kind of confirming or supporting that breakout. Do you know of an electric car or battery ETF? I don't. Does anybody know any of those symbols? We also recommended AVYA, another fry pan bottom with a potential doji sandwich breakout after your best friend signal. So the more we can put into our visual analysis, we can see the bullish harami right smack dab off the 50, starting the uptrend, a close above the T line. Fry pan bottom still has all the implications that that there's going to be more upside. Is that it? Whoops. Amplify Advanced Battery Metals and Materials ETF. All right. Thank you for that. So you can see what that chart looks like as far as an ETF. So what does that give you as far as pinpointing your analysis? You go and see what stocks are in that sector. So if the sector is acting or the ETF is acting strong, then you go and see which stocks in that sector are giving the best charts. Mike, is that what you were trying to say? Is DRIV? Ah, okay. There's another one. I'm learning stuff all the time. Okay, and we Workhorse is one of the ones that dang, just typing too many letters tonight. So there's another fry pan bottom in Workhorse. So these are all things that if you have an inkling to be in these sectors, the best way to find which stocks are the best ones is go to the ETF and then go to the individual stocks, go down through the individual stocks in that sector. Sorry about that. I had to get my drink. Okay, RK, are you apparently? Oh, so BAT, there's no options, but yeah, go find stocks in that sector. All right. All right, here is a perfect example of why if you bought this yesterday, you stay long. If you were looking to buy today, you didn't execute because it didn't open positive. But it's still a bobble breakout, J-hook pattern. You still look at this as a buy spot if it comes up through this level. That tells you the pattern is still working. Kind of the same scenario over here on Dish. This one can be bought on positive trading tomorrow. Again, because of your bobble breakout. All right. Let's see. An ICPT, you can see this big cradle pattern. And then the breakout through the T line. I'd still be a buyer of this one. Let's make this bigger. If it comes back up through today's high. So this is why we want to recognize these type of patterns. Because what happens after a long series of dojis? When they make that indecision, when they make their decision, it's usually a substantial decision, meaning it's usually a very strong price move. Alex is still working. Another big fry pan bottom in progress. I'd be a buyer of this one still on positive trading. But look at our double doji setup, gap up best friend, confirming the breakout. So again, these are all things that you can analyze visually very quickly if you know what you're looking for. The double doji, want to see positive trading. Double doji, gap up, best friend, double doji, positive trading. Same going on right here. So once you start learning which signals and patterns are the patterns, and then the signals that are making a better confirmation, again, it just puts you in the right place at the right time. So the market was off 300 points today. The NASDAQ was off, yet the fry pan bottom was still working. That's why I advocate going after these type of things. Now, when they're not working, this one looked good. Then it gapped down, apparently on earnings from somebody. So here is what I had a hard time getting in my head for years is, oh, this chart looked like it was going to work. And then bam, it does this. I'm sitting there thinking, oh, what do I do? It's such a good looking chart. It was supposed to work. Was bad earnings on this one, Jace? All right. So if that's the case, what do we need to think of first? Is this doing what we expect it to be doing? If not, close it out. And the reason I close them out quickly because it cuts my suffering quite a bit. That I'm out of the trade. I don't have to think about it anymore. Now I'm looking for something more positive to go look for. All right, so on the short side, here's another case of closing out a position when it doesn't look good. And today, run gapped up almost right to the 34 and then started selling off. Looked good, looked good, looked good. It came down and hit the T line and then started bouncing back up, which if you look at it from an inverted hammer and then positive trading, it was time to be out of this trade. So we closed out calls. However, by the end of the day, it came back down. And as it came back down through the T line, what was it telling us? They failed up here. We repurchased, right? At least I repurchased the puts on this trade. Did I say calls earlier? It would have been puts. So we closed out our puts, then I reestablished them. So there's nothing wrong with seeing a chart that's not working for you, closing out the trade, but then later it starts working for you again, get back into the trade. And the reason I say that is I've missed so many trades in the past that I got out because it didn't look good, and then it went back to what I expected it to be doing, and I didn't go back after it because of that ego problem. That, man, I closed out the trade up here, reestablished it here. Boy, would I look stupid if it turned right around and went back up again. So I don't worry about that anymore. I know that if it's doing what I first suspected it to be doing, and in this case, what do we expect it to be doing? The blue ice failure, which could take you all the way down to this level. You sold your calls. Okay. We were in the puts. We were going short on this one. Okay. Overstock, somewhat the same thing. Now, the reason overstock is still a viable short is this might be a bearish double doji. That if this opens lower tomorrow, you want to short it because that's your strong sell signal. That's your indecisive buying. And if they open it lower, there's your bearish double doji, making that your next likely target. So you've got a lot of opportunity visually to see what should happen on a strong sell signal. Same scenario on Learn, LRN. May have covered any puts here, but if this opened lower tomorrow doing a bearish double doji setup, still got a lot of downside to it. Hold on to your individual ones, Chris, and tonight, I don't know how much time we'll have tonight, but we'll start off with one. This one is a nice looking, and this is a very easy entry strategy, which was, look at our big sell signal up here, a big evening star signal with a close right on the T line. Today it opened, but immediately started trading higher. Not what we wanted to confirm. However, where's a simple entry point? If they brought it up and they were able to bring it back down through the open, who's in control? The bears are in control, which is the confirmation of that signal, the evening star signal. And telling you they weren't going to close it up above the T line. This one's still a good short if it opens weaker tomorrow. This is a strong signal. They're selling it off for some reason. We don't know why. We're just going short. Okay, so there's other charts out there that still look good. VIPS was trading positive today. Apparently they had good earnings. It's trading up here. I would suspect VIPS will be right back into a a J-hook type pattern. Codex, scoop type pattern. This might have a blast off still in progress. Aqua is a nice fry pan bottom. Again, with a gap up breakout, then bullish confirmation. You can still be buying this one on positive trading, figuring wave one, wave two, now a gap up going into wave three. JD.com has that kind of the same chart set up as Codex, where they've did a bullish engulfing, gapped it back up. You can still buy this one on positive trading because of the bullish engulfing gap up through the T line. That basically tells us we should still be in an uptrend. Trill, another one that's setting up. Now I say setting up, you need to see positive confirmation on this one, positive open. But you can see how you have a little slow curve right here that wouldn't close below the T line. And here's a good chart. Again, you're bullish engulfing right off the 50 up through the T line. And then you kind of your little J-hook pattern right here. Right, ow, man, right here at the breakout level. Right. So if we can see a J-hook pattern setting up, and we know what the expectation of a J-hook pattern is, that we know that if it breaks out through this level, that's added confirmation that we're heading higher. Blink is a good example that if you're indecisive going into earnings, I usually close out the position, because if they're indecisive going into earnings, now you're speculating. It could be good, bad, or indifferent. Why put yourself at a situation where 2 out of those 3 results are going to be not profitable for you? And sure enough, I think Blink is trading down here after hours. There was another one, I think, PIOC. Yes. Now that one apparently had earnings, and it's trading back down near the low end of the range. Yeah, JE was bad earnings. Okay. Blink. PACB. There's your kind of your best friend signal again. Whoops, hang on. And look at where your trend kicker occurred, right here at the breakout level. That implies there's still more upside. And let's see, what else did I have here? Pin interest was a good short prospect the other day if it opened lower. Now it's trading back up. I'm not strong enough yet to really want to buy it, but you want to have this on your watch list. If it can break through this level, definitely a good strong uptrend. Would you get into Marna? Let's do that. Pins close above, close just above the T line. However, the other element that you have to be careful of is, are some of these stocks going to act strong tomorrow if we wake up and the pre-market futures are trading much lower? So this is part of that entry strategy concept that you don't want to be, just because it's got a bullish signal and it opens positive and the market's opening much lower, you don't have to jump in right away. You can wait to see what the overall effect of the lower market is going to do on that stock price. ACLS, there's your J-hook pattern. And where's the J-hook pattern occurring? Basically right here at the breakout level. So another one that you can get ready to buy on positive trading, provided you're not being squelched a little bit by a lower market open. GNMK. Pins, there you don't have any divergence with stochastics. I'll get back to that. Yeah, the YM, the Dow is currently down 71. But remember, that doesn't mean a thing until about 10 minutes before the market opens. Try to read this terrible handwriting. Here's another fry pan bottom with a little whipsaw going on right in here. Still could be a buyer of this fry pan bottom on positive trading. And AMSC is setting up, let me make this big so we can see it, for kind of a doji sandwich breakout. I wouldn't put it into you could almost put it into the category of a McMuffin type setup. No, it's not a tweezer top because you're not at the top. Look at your stochastics. You're still midway. So, yeah, that's not really a tweezer top. And I don't think they were the exact same levels. Okay, let's see. So I'm pointing out these that there's still lots of good stock charts setting up, provided they confirm. Here's kind of your J-hook pattern setup on NPTN. If it trades positive, you got a J-hook pattern after the doji. Momo is a good example of a breakout that didn't confirm. However, it's a breakout, so you should have a little bit of more suspicion that the bulls are in control. So you just watch. If it comes back up through this level, that becomes a very good entry point, telling you things are moving higher. Fry pan bottoms. KZIA. Nice fry pan bottom breakout today. Suspect more upside. Go-Go. Fry pan bottom setup with a doji sandwich breakout. Good setup. BBIO. Let's make this smaller. Kind of a fry pan bottom breaking out into new territory. And somebody pointed this one out in the chat room. There's MAXN. also a fry pan bottom type setup. So the reason I point out fry pan bottoms, J hooks, bobbles, is because the probabilities of them moving positive or at least not negatively when a market is starting to turn on you, when you're in a pattern, you still have the benefit of that pattern still working if the market's heading down, or if that pattern's not working with the market heading down, it usually gives you an extra day or two to get out of that trade without any severe selling before it starts turning around to go with the market. And NetEase, kind of a breakout. Looking for it to move at least up to this level. But the nice thing about this is if it does, look at your double bottom, supported twice on the 50, broke up through the 50 and the 34. That's got the prospects of more upside. Gary, more than likely it won't come up on this. And for those that like to trade things that they can easily recognize, here's a belt hold signal, bullish confirmation breakout. Now, the reason you trade belt holds is because they probably wiped out a lot of sellers down here. Now there's not as many sellers in the way. That's got good potential upside. I was surprised to find as many good charts today. There's another J-hook pattern right off after it broke up through, used as support. That's IMMR. PLL broke out nicely today. Another one that you could be buying on positive trading with the implication they couldn't get it back down here below the T line. There's a wee little teeny gap right there. That could be your next target. XPIL was brought up in the chat room today. Kind of a, wouldn't call it a fry pan bottom, but it's still in an uptrend. I'm going to type it in just because it not found. All right. So we solved that. We did workhorse. F-Sly. Another one you can get ready to buy on positive trading. There's kind of a doji sandwich. I would suspect the next target would be back up there. So has upside. Now, not a whole lot of ups. Well, that's not quite 10. No, it is over 10%. About a 12, 14% upside potential. And glue. That's a nice, strong J-hook pattern. There's your kicker signal. There's your consolidation. That one you could be buying with at least the prospect of it coming back up into that trading range. Okay, on the short side, if the logic is that they could probably at least bring things back down to the T line, that there's some weakness in the market now. You've got a lot of situations. Under Armour closing below the T line after hitting the top of the trend channel, selling off. If this one opens lower, there's your bearish doji sandwich confirming more downside. First target, second target. CarMax, big shooting star. This is to answer that question that everybody asks. Well, if you're buying here, what's your first target? Well, probably the 50. You want to see what it does at the 50. Well, it broke through. Everything looked honky-dory. Then it did a shooting star, closing back below the 50. What should be your first action? Probably closing out that position because the probabilities just went drastically against you. And what was the other analysis that you could see in this chart? Kind of in a downtrend until they popped it back up, hit a resistance level, failed. Pretty much assume that it's still in a downtrend. An AUK, there's your big bearish belt hold, and a close right here at the T-line. Makes this very simple. If they open this lower, they're taking it down. Oh. Hanging man, bearish confirmation, downtrend. If they open this lower, this is Sally's Beauty Holdings. If they open this lower, they're coming back down into this trend. So there's an easy way to add up the probabilities is if we can see the market's trading lower and we can see different stocks that have very strong sell signals, just puts us in a higher probability situation to be shorting. Another hanging man doji, gap down. What's the trend? I would suspect they could bring it right back down into this trading range. I got it. That's the problem. I need to. So a lot of the oil stocks, look at Neighbors. Where did it fail? Right smack dab here at the 200. If this opens lower tomorrow, look at kind of your hanging man, bearish confirmation. Next target, bringing it back down here to the 50 at least. And Sting, another failure. Make this big enough. What were we expecting to see at this level? Either a breakout or a failure. The fact that they failed tells us this downtrend is still in progress. At least kind of look for it to move back into this area. CNK, same scenario. Failed. You can see what the obvious decision making was once they hit the 200. They were selling it off with long-legged dojis. You could be shorting this one on weakness. And PBR, there's your kicker type signal. Makes this very simple. If they open this lower, at least you know your first target is the T-line. And more than likely, if they failed at this level, they're coming back down into this area. Whoops, that was the last one. All right. So the commodities, gold, not really going anywhere. Soybeans might have gotten to the top of the channel here and might be ready to sell off a little bit. Back to the T-line. Wheat, whoops. Oh, can't even hit the right button. Wheat, still selling off. Now you're sitting right here on the 50. which means if they trade this one lower, wave 1, wave 2, going into wave 3. It could be a yes. Failed scoop. So if you're looking for this to be a scoop pattern, no, it didn't actually fail. It performed. Now it's now telling you it's time to start taking profits on that that trade. All right. Oh, gold, silver, absolutely flat as a pancake. Let's see. I can't think of anything else. All right. Well, we're pretty late, but enough time to do some. So try to keep your requests at one request so we can get through everybody. So Rick, just go ahead and do the double line. There we go. VXRT, scoop type pattern, almost looks the same as Codex. So you could be buying that one. American Express. Well, yeah, and you've got so if you've got a shooting star on the weekly, it's probably coming back down to test the T line. Love, that's got a good chart, supporting at the same level it supported before. So you probably now have the next target up here to the top of the channel. Whoops, scroll. Glue, you can buy this one on strength. If I was buying this one tomorrow, I'd have my safety stop at the halfway point of today's candle. BZQ for Brazil. If you were short, I would cover the short position, but I wouldn't be going long just yet. No, I'd wait for it to get above the T line for that added confirmation. ACI, no, that's not a double doji. Remember, a double doji occurs when you're in an uptrend and it kind of consolidates. That's just two dojis. An HYLN was a McMuffin. But your McMuffin, oh, that was a bullish trade. Yes. So that is now telling you you could still be buying this one. And that's because of your McMuffin right here. Now, the other McMuffin was over here on DraftKings. There was your Morningstar signal, doji sandwich. It's staying above the T line, but it's not quite as strong as HLYN McMuffin. That one you want to be out of. Nothing there to to know which way to go on it. So if you bought it on the breakout, I would have closed it back here. Yep, that was telling you they were selling it right back off again. XLE, you can short it, but expect your first target to be back down to the T line. Then see what it does at that level. Ocular, that you got a resistance level, a hanging man, and a shooting star. If this opens lower tomorrow, you close it out. It tells you they ran into resistance. Ocular long, no. Not unless they come back up through probably today's high. You're in the overbought area and you're starting to see sell signals. I'd be more apt to get ready to short this, not short it, but sell it if I was long. Boeing, that one also failing. That's kind of a scoop pattern, and then it's failing. I would suspect at least coming back to test the T line. Roku, nah. No, if I had my druthers, Ralph, I'd be looking at something else. That's just not a real powerful chart. Is PBR testing the 200? It could, but you got stochastics rolling over and you had a little kicker signal. That's not good if you're up in the overbought condition and you're getting a bearish kicker signal. Yeah, that's not what you want to see. I'd be ready, if I was long, I'd be ready to close this out on weakness tomorrow. What am I doing on this one? You can get ready to buy. You still got this resistance level to contend with. Okay. I've put a couple stars against. This is probably going to be recommended on positive trading. That one might be recommended because of the belt hold. And then I'll have to go through which shorts the blocks. No, I wouldn't be shorting it, Bob, because you're still above the T line. You got support in here. I wouldn't short this unless it comes back down through that level. I wouldn't be buying it right now, but I wouldn't be shorting it either. Beyond Meat, that's not really a buy signal. That's just a bounce. On this type of chart, yeah, you don't have enough information here, which means you want to be someplace else. VIPS is probably a good buy on positive trading, which it's already trading up here. So anticipate a 45-degree to continue this trend. This one, I would be ready. That's not it. Oh, wrong letter. CYH. This one I'd be ready to short, especially on a lower open tomorrow. Okay, I guess that's about it. We finished up in less than an hour. So with that, we'll see everybody bright and early tomorrow morning. We'll see you then. Thank you, Rick.